blaze of fire shakes me. I burn to dust, get lost in lust. I run, she overtakes me, and I can't resist it, though I know I should. That girl is bad, but God, she looks so good. Oh, and when she wears that jet black dress, I lose my self-control to her caress. She
Look, I'm wearing the shirt that has the symbol. Hello, everyone. Welcome to game number 1 between really aggro ghoul elites, or, as in the vernacular, Rage. Rage versus FC Hong Kong, who is our other team, the red team. Very appropriate, given their flag is white and red, and their logo up there is white lettering on a red background. So give a good hard look to the life you led, all the abuse you've took carried in your head. Hope everyone is here and ready. We do have first pick coming outside of FC, which does mean that really aggro ghoul elites did opt for map pick this time. There's a Juggerop. Juggerop, I talked to you yesterday. And I've got the Mosh on it. Mosh. In case I forget who I am, it's actually written on the back. I worked at BlizzCon. Okay, so we have Garrosh and Anubra. A little bit of a tank focus going into this early part of the game, or early part of the ban phase. Will we continue? Will we have a Diablo banned out? Will we have a Varian? No, but we'll have Varian Sun banned out. That may mean the FC Hong Kong wants a lockdown comp, and there is the Diablo. So we are not going to have the big boss of hell showing up.
The crusade calls.
So not surprising, especially after 3 tanks were banned out, they go and take the Johanna on the first pick. Alan's going in and getting that. K4K going for the Leoric. The Skeleton King with the big drain meanness. Shut up. There comes the Rhaegar. There comes the Rhaegar to take what is mine. It is a bit surprising, actually, because they still did not take a tank on the side of really aggro ghoul elites after banning 2 of them. So at this point, 4 tanks are gone, and it will almost assuredly be 5 tanks after FC's ban. Presumably and hopefully, really aggro ghoul elites will not actually be banning a tank, considering that their opponents already took Johanna. Would it be really funny if they did? Like, we just hate tanks in general. So who we have being banned out? Sorry, I'm putting bottle caps on top of my cat and confusing him. Bottle cap. It's like, what is this? What's it for? Yeah, okay, I'm not surprised to see another tank banned out. That is a total of 5 tanks off the battlefield now. The only real one that is left is... I was going to say Varian and Murden, and they just took both? So, okay. I see you. So take a good hard look of the life you led, all the abuse you took buried in your head. Whoop, 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 whoop. Oh, interesting. This is some beefy, chonky teams going on. We've got Johanna and Imperius and Blaze on one side, and Varian, Murden, Leo on the other. Vala is going to be the like head DPSer, the playmaker. Okay, we'll have. Okay, I was going to say who's going to be contesting. So really, it feels like a slightly stronger engage comp coming outside of really Aggro Ghoul elites. Like their entire team is melee focused. They're just going to run into the other team, and that's actually not a bad strategy. Johanna is kind of famous for not actually having very strong like peel, and so you kind of can run past her to a certain degree. So let's just see how this goes. But you know what? Don't take my word for it. Go ahead and put your gambles where your mouth is. I'll get into the. This is not a kitty chunk. Well, streak better. What do you want from me?
I would prepare for your ceaseless battle. If you wish to live, that is.
Alright, coming into game number 1, representing really Aggro Ghoul elites after I have gotten completely distracted by my cat. It's not my fault though, my cat's very distracting, aren't ya? We do go ahead and have Dauntress coming out on the Varian Win. We do go ahead and have Lagwagon on the Rhaegar, Honey Badger playing Murden, the Mountain Dwarf, K4K on Leoric, the Skeleton King. And then Archangel will be playing Greymane, the Werewolf. They are the blue team. They are really Aggro Ghoul elites. They are Rage. Meanwhile, on the other side of the battlefield, we do go and have Geo playing the Blaze. Alan Hicks on that there, Johanna. We do go and have Jay Tizzle on Brightwing. Splendid Daddy coming out here on the Falala. And then we do go have Calyrex playing the Imperious. Alright, they are moving down below. You want to go in and see what they can get done. Archangel got a little bit too far in advance, but with Brightwing not down here, this does end up being FC Hong Kong does want to engage too deeply. Calyrex goes and tries to get the spear, but going to miss just barely. We do go in and have the stacking quest on Vala. 18 stacks out of 300 so far. Every 50 stacks, they do go ahead and gain a 1% bonus to their damage per stack of hatred. And so that means up to 6%. But here's the thing, it's per stack of hatred, and hatred goes up to 10 stacks, so that means at 10 stacks of hatred they will be doing a 60% bonus damage, which is a lot. Doing a good job getting some free hits here. I like it, I love it, I want some more of it. We do have both teams picking up their... Literally picked up a little bit earlier on the side of FC Hong Kong because their giants are already gone. Geo going ahead and moving back. It does go and look like we're going to have the Bruiser camp picked up on the side of really Aggro Ghoul elites. They want to get this down. They want to get this pushing. Now, granted, the first objective is going to be at middle and top. So getting someone pushing down like right between the two objectives, probably not going to be super impactful. We have level 4, and Varian does go for Colossus Smash. That does mean the Murden is more likely to be the real tank, and the Varian's just the extra damage. Tuna. T-U-N-A, tuna. Is that a song about tuna? Oh, Alan in the middle of a lot of the opponents. So going to pull them in. There is the push in. Does lower the armor, but does not affect the shield.
My magic flows through the temples. Guardians, do not let these mortals approach them.
Here comes Honey Badger looking for this. Oh, Splenda being aggressed upon a little bit. There's the move in, and we do have the 4+4 going in. Alan Hicks, we do have the orange team a little bit caught off guard, but Honey Badger taking a bunch of damage. Calyrex looking for the spear and does catch the dwarf. That's going to be the first kill over the side of FC Hong Kong. Oh, do Alan getting this? I'm not responding to that, Cartha. So it does look like with that kill, they do go ahead and get the double channel going on. K4K up here trying to aggress on Geo. Now here's the thing, Leo should beat Geo over time. It's very, very hard for Blaze to deal with a Leoric just because Blaze's hitbox is so big. And therefore it's easy to drain hope. But it does look like we've got Caldrix moving up there. That's going to make it very difficult for Leo. Leo does well, but yeah, and with Brightwing as well, that's just going to be a bye-bye, Leo. That is much better, Cartha. Proud of you. Alright, so they did take the bottom 4 in that, but they ended up taking a ton of damage. But here's the thing, they actually do go ahead and have a capital pressure coming across every wave. It does really aggro Ghoul Elite. So even though they took more structure damage, I think, losing the front wall and half of both the top and the middle, they do end up with an advantage in terms of push power, and they do gain overtime experience. Whereas the opponent hasn't actually gotten any tangible benefits yet. That's a dead Blaze. Geo. Alright, it looks like both teams are kind of trading up. This is an interesting strategy where they're just like, we just want to do as much damage to their structures as we can. Go in, push in there, but on the other side, break on through to the other side. Calatrix is tanking this, does have to move back a little bit, but they're going to go both sides, going to go ahead and clean this up. That is the thing. I'm actually not sure, because now they'll have 2 out of 3 versus 1, but a single temple will take out both of these, because they are already bruised and beaten. Alright, there's a big move again. Geo taking a ton of damage. Does have Bunker available, and if they took it, I assume they probably did. Oh, that is a triple kill coming in. Nice, nice, nice. We do go ahead and have that was a very, very nice collapse onto Geo, but we did actually end up with the other team. Have a little bit more gas in the tank, so to speak. So take a good hard look at the life you led, all the abuse you took buried in your head. So all ults are down except for Go for the Throat, Avatar, and Colossus Smash, which does actually mean that we may actually have the Aggro Ghoul Elite may have the advantage in this one, because the opponents did use all of their ults if they went in right then, but it looks like they have no intent of going in right then. This is actually really, really bad. Brightwing is not down there. Blaze. Oh, Blaze is, since the dangers is moving back, but there is going to be a moment here where it's 5 versus 3. There's Splinter Daddy. Splinter Daddy getting absolutely wrecked in the rectum. We're going to go ahead and have, there's Geo coming in for the side. Big old Glop comes in. Varian goes down. Rhaegar goes down. Archangel is going to go back into the heavens real quick. So it's now 2v2. Alan Hicks, more like Alan Dix. I was trying to say death and something else, and it didn't quite work out. There's K4K chasing them out, and it's just like Merchant's going to go ahead and finish off this locale. So that is still really Aggro Ghoul Elite getting a couple of shots out of this. Bop, 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 bop. That's called foreshadowing. Both teams do look like they're looking at their Siege Giants right now. The front buildings have gone down except for this one lonely boy here in the middle. Well, I'm not going to let this go down for free. Heck, that's not going to go down. But they are split out, and this is a very, very gutsy boss play, but it definitely could work out. K for K, I saw that. Oh my gosh, they are so close. They are it's like inches away, but they can't get it done. And that's gonna be a death and a death and a death and a death and a death, death. That was, as they say in the biz, a 5-man team wide. But it was so sad because the boss literally was pixels away from being captured. And you can't run away from pixels. Here's another big engage. Oh my gosh, but the blue health bars are just evaporating. I need to go back and watch that again, and I can't. And like that was just, it almost looked like there was a leap engage in there, but there's no Sony in the game, so I'm not 100% sure what I even just saw. But what I'm definitely seeing is possibly the end of game number 1, as FC Hong Kong is here to take names and color cores. That was impressive. So really what it seemed like it came down to is that they all went in. They were very dangerous. But I do think the combination of Blaze potentially giving bunker to the rest of the team. Brightwing, what did Brightwing take at 10? Okay, that's what I thought. The Brightwing Emerald win, because that was the thing. They would all go forward, and then Brightwing would just push them all back, which really like made it difficult for them to engage on Vala. Brightwing was kind of the MVP of that game. Not that the others didn't do their job, but Brightwing just completely like gobsmacked and prevented their big engage comp from working. If Brightwing had gone for Flash Heal, I think that game looks entirely different. But looking at the stats, we do go ahead and have in terms of hero damage. Walala leading the way with 37,000 healing. Imperius comes in with 25. And then Johanna, the tank, coming in third with 20,000. And okay, that's a stat. Top 3 damage dealers are red. Top healing is also red. Even though there was so much less healing to do. Like, the Brightwing, Jay Tizzle by themselves, nullified. Like, almost completely nullified Leoric plus Greymane. Almost, because the two of them together end up being like 34,000. And the Brightwing healed for 33,800. Wow. In terms of soak, we do go and have Blaze leading the way. Geo with 83,000 soak over the course of the game. Here are our talent tiers. We don't even see a full talent, Mambo. But like I said, I do definitely feel like it is that Emerald win that really set things up. And I will see you in game number 2. Don't you go anywhere. Don't you all leave. I'll beat you up. Okay, this is Vanador's fault. Vanador has just reminded me that something that existed and probably should not have done that.
At Honda, we've chased down a lot
One
of
second.
dreams.
Just as
Each
soon as
one
we
leading to the next,
get out of this
all
ad.
the way to our latest.
I love this skin. It's one of my favorite skins of all time.
All electric Honda Pro.
Come on, I don't care about an ad.
And pass the turn to you. I will play a full play set of Blight Mambas, and ladies and gentlemen, this is Mamba number 5. Judge? Yeah, we have a situation here. Yes, it is Remy.
A 1, 2, a 3, 4, 5. Got a full quintet of mamas about to spread some blight. There's some penna beats around the corner.
You can only have 4 copies of a card.
But I really don't wanna. The rules say 4, but that don't jive. So when I'm playing blue-green infect, I just main deck 5. I named them Angela, Pamela, Sandra, and Rita. And as I kept sleeving, my life kept getting sweeter. So what can I do? I really beg you, my lord. I tried everything, but I just cannot stop it for a bad habit that is not good. And I've tried to dump it. No other quantity can trump it. If you even try, go for the throat. I don't even mind, I got 4 more. If you try to cast that heartless act, yours truly has 3 more cards in hand. I will cast Dismember on that dude. Wait, I just remembered, still got 2. I'll kill one with my defender straight and murder that tattoo regenerate.
Yeah, he's disqualified.
Mamba number 5.
I regret nothing.
Sometimes a man with nothing good left to die for can live with nothing to lose. Scars on my hand, skin window, staring to nowhere. A man with nothing to lose.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to game number 2. We are on Dragonshire, the Shire of Dragons. I know, Kitty, it's exciting. Get up here, Cocatster. It's a Cocatster. Yeah. What? Okay, so we are once again starting off with the tank bands. We do get rid of Anubrak and Diablo, the villains of their respective series. Although, maybe not the villains. There are a lot of other villains in Warcraftian lore. Though Diablo is kind of the big bad of Diablo. There's a clue in his name. This arm is never quite in frame. It makes me sad. So once again, we have 3 tanks and a healer band. Once again, we have a FC Hong Kong not wanting people to be able to pull themselves out of danger. And once again, we have FC Hong Kong with first pick. Really, Aggro Ghoul Elites really seems to like their map pick. And they are trying to splinter apart this team. Although at the same time, they kind of have them splintered apart in the last game too. So I'm not sure that will really help them. So do have Garage. Now remember, Garage was one of the 3 tanks that was banned last time. Did you go and pick that up now? Honey Badger is going to be tossing people all around. Lagwagon is on the right wing. Both sides have now taken a tank. No healer yet on the side of FC Hong Kong. Hello, Dondris. Dondris, you are in the game right now. What are you doing? Alright, we do have Stukov, so that does mean that we may see some offlane bans, but definitely going to see some DPS bans. The Deeps? The Deeps are on fire. Okay, we'll have Dahaka being banned out. This is a relatively big map, but Dahaka also has struggles, do a lot of matchups, so if you actually need to control top point, Dahaka's kind of a bad pick. Very much a move fast, so card hero. Trying to see on it, you guys. I'm doing my best. Oh, there's Patience, and they do go in and get rid of the Greymane. They're like, the Greymane was bad news for us. The Greymane, basically every time that we got someone killed, is because Greymane went in and just, like, ate people, and we don't like being eaten. Which, you know. We do have Lunara coming out from Archangel. Happy dear, best dear, don't you know? Still, neither team having settled on an offlaner just yet, and still not K4K coming out on Kale Voss. So both of them really, really winning priority in the top lane, which makes a lot of sense.
I'm here to help.
So we'll have Gina, a bit of a more traditional group, or comp coming out of really both teams. 2 DPS, a healer, a tank, and an offlaner. Geo will be coming out with Blaze. Now this would be a good time for Dauntress to come out with Leo. Leo kind of messes Blaze up. Blaze doesn't I mean, that's the other problem. Kind of similar to Dahaka, Blaze has a hard time just straight up winning any matchups, but he loses versus Leoric pretty hard. It's Leo's best matchup, except for Deathwing.
Our time has come.
That seems dangerous. Darkwing Duck. I mean, on the one hand, yes, if you go for Protector of Ire, it will make the Blaze be a little bit more cautious about even going into lane, which basically allows you to permanently control the top shrine, which is exactly what you want. But at the same time, Artanis is a very, very special child. We'll say that. But here we go. Going into game number 2, don't go anywhere. I'll play the stinger. I will get predictions up. Put your money where your mouth is, and I'll see you in game in just a second. Alright, moving into game number 2, we do have Lunara, Happy Dear Best Dear, being played by Archangel. We do have K4K playing the Fire Mage, Kale Voss. Lagwagon is going to be playing the Brightwing, the Fairy Dragon. We do go and have Honey Badger on Garage, the Nexomania Garage, no less, just tossing people around. And we have Dauntress on the Artanis, the Samurai Artanis. They are your blue team. They are the Association of Aggression. They are really Aggro Ghoul Elites. Or Rage. Meanwhile, on the orange side of the battlefield, we do go ahead and have Geo playing the Blaze, the Fire Bat hero. We do go ahead and have Splendid Daddy on the Valhalla one more time. One more time. We do gonna have Johanna being polymorphed. A lot of damage onto Johanna being played by Alan Hicks, the Crusader. We do go ahead and get Calyrex, there we go. I kept wanting to say Calderis because I've been playing too much StarCraft, but Calyrex is going to be coming in and playing this here Jaina, the Frost Mage. And then lastly, we do go ahead and get, who did I not say? Jay Tizzle on Stukov, the Zombie Healer. They are your orange team. They are the Federation of Ferocity. They are FC Hong Kong.
Control of the shrines.
So look at talents. Did we indeed have? We did have Protective Ire. Now that's the thing, because the Blaze is playing very far back. Not letting Protective Ire every time you hit someone. You end up getting a little bit of permanent. Like right now, the Artanis does 0.8% extra damage with every attack, which is not a whole lot. But it just goes up. But the big thing is, if Geo is not going to beat Artanis 1-to-1, like the correct play here is not to fight, which just means Artanis can control the top shrine indefinitely. I love how Gio's just like juking the Artanis, being like, you can't hit me. But we are coming in down below. We have a little bit of engage going on. Alan Hicks is set on fire. There's a throw from the garage, but it doesn't actually land on anyone. Honey Badger takes a good bit of damage. He gives an F about that, I'll tell you right now. Hoppy dear. Hoppy dear. Right, a little bit of poison spreading for the Dryad, but there is a little bit of aggression, because that's the thing, they've basically got Blaze afraid to go to the lane where Artanis is, and they're like, okay, if you're gonna fight Artanis, we're just gonna push this lane down. Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this lane. Meanwhile, there is a Honey Badger. Did have to back off a little bit. It does seem like, oh no, Caldrix also having to back off, so it's 1-for-1 effectively. There is a teleport in from the Brightwing to keep Archangel in the fight. They are moving back forward. Caldrix does go ahead and heal up as well. Stukov doing all the work. Honey Badger coming in for a flank, looking to throw people into harm's way. Bada! Honey Badger may have gone a little bit ham there, was really trying to get in and get speed out, but the rest of the team could not move in past that Alan Hicks. I definitely played a lot of Lunara back in my DPS days. My mains were Lunara, Cassia, and who was the other one? Somewhat Vala, but not really. I forget who the other DPS I played was. And here's what we're talking about. Like, it's like, you won't fight me? Well, then I'll just, like, take all your stuff. And please note how really Aggro Ghoul elites have not even had to try and defend top lane, because Geo is somewhat intelligently avoiding the Dauntress, not letting that Protector of Ire get stacked. Protector of Ire is only at 30 stacks, 5 minutes into the game. 3% bonus damage. You go ahead and have the movie in. K4K moving down to the bottom lane. A little bit of extra damage onto Alan Hicks. We are up to 41 stacks on the Valhalla. Not stacking quite as well as in the previous game. Big silence comes down. And yet, Honey Badger's got nowhere to go. All dressed up with nowhere to go. Oh, that looks like a... No, that wasn't a Decimate. They don't have level 10s yet, so they can't take Decimate. It's illegal, immoral, and impolite. There's an Lunara into the middle to just take down all of these guys. Look at them all poisoning and slowly dying. We are bad people. Alright, this is going to be the first play of the game going down, as we go to have FC Hong Kong take down the bottom fort. Meanwhile, up top, Artanis continues to push. Artanis is like, I will punish you for not playing with me in lane. And it looks like they're doing the same thing. So while Orange pushes down below, they do have Artanis pushing top. They had Lunara pushing mid. Notice how much Lunara got, you know, of the front wall down just in that little bit of time. Lunara did take, looking at this, Nature's Culling. So increasing Nature's damage at 125 to non-heroes. And then also Splintered Spear. So does end up being super good for clearing. Blaze is absolutely doing this matchup correctly. Like, that is, you don't want to give Artanis free stacks, because this is what happens. But it does also mean that they can't go for objective very easily. Artanis up to 49. Just shy of 5% extra damage. Oh, but that's a bad place for Artanis to be. My friend, that is the bridge of death. That is the bridge of death. That is where you go if you are not going to be alive. A little bit of an engage going here. A lot of damage onto the garage, and garage goes down one more time. Archangel might be in a bit of trouble, trying to go ahead and hoppy deer out of there. Does use the leaping strike in order to kind of juke away from the opponents. And Alan Hicks taking a lot of poison damage right now. And we do go on to have an ability to channel the dragon for FC Hong Kong, but there are a lot of blue defenders around this area, which will make it a bit harder to pick them up. It is 4 versus 3 right now in favor of FC Hong Kong, though. 4v4 as Caltrix comes up. They do get Lunara, but they lose out on the Dragon Knight as Artanis does take the top beacon away.
Hero slain.
That is going to be the first kill for really Aggro Ghoul Elite as Stukov goes down. One big thing I would have changed if I were really Aggro Ghoul Elite, and I mentioned this in the draft, I think Leo here would have been better than Artanis. The same amount of domination over Blaze, the same amount of, but with much, much, much better wave clear, and even more utility in a team fight. Now we have Decimate. I definitely recognized it that time. Bye-bye, Stookie. Oh, that's extra rough. Oh, wait. Kael'thas went convection? How did I miss that the entire time? Well, that Mino Lunara came along and said, Oh no, it wasn't Lunara. I forget who killed it. Mean old someone came along and said, guess you get to start back at 0 out of 20. For those of you that don't know, Convection is a talent that hitting someone with Flame Strike increases the damage by 5 up to 100. And once you hit 20, it goes up an additional 100, so 200 per Flame Strike. But until you get to 20, then every time you die, it goes back to 0 bonus damage. That's what we call a lot of pain. Alright, quite a bit of damage coming through. There is... Artanis finally decided he was sick and tired of being in the top lane and not getting anything done. They did get the top lane down, but it does look like... Is that going to be a pyro? Bye-bye, Alan. Ba-ba-ba. But also, we have bye-bye... Man, we just got a slaughter going on. It's 2 for 2 so far. 2 for 3. No, 3 for 3. As Jaina and Artanis both go down as well. Jay Tizzle and Splendid Daddy, the last two alive, facing off against K4K and absolutely nobody. K4K is the sole survivor. But K4K has full health, and these two need to be a little bit careful about splitting up. Oh, we do have the double flame strike. Jay Sizzle trying to go ahead. Oh, that's definitely going to stop them.
Comes for you.
Alright, big old boot. Gets a Garage out of here. Garage definitely cannot throw the dragon. The dragon is immune to throws. There was a hot team at one point called Game of Throws, and obviously never played against a Dragon Knight. Bye-bye! We're up to 9 stacks of Convection. Artanis is up to 11% bonus damage, 117 stacks. Meanwhile, the Valo on the other team is up to 110 stacks. So, just keep that in mind. That actually means, I was the kills that did it.
That beast is not my beloved. Not anymore.
Okay, it's just basic text. You don't get a bonus for killing things. So I was gonna say, like, somehow or other, Artanis has hit more autos in melee than Vala is hit by ranged. Bye-bye. Boop. That's actually really critical. With Vala going down, that does mean that FC Hong Kong is losing one of their second heroes. They do get a Garage as well, and boom! Big old Blaze coming in and going ahead and glomping the deer. Venison is back on the menu, ladies and gentlemen, and we've got the Deep Fryer on the field. So look, for a second they were trying to take their opponent's stuff, but then they said, let's just take their buildings down. They can't fight us right now. They're down 2 people. Yes and no. I mean, it's not no level 1 talent. They are getting 5 bonus damage per stack. So at 13, that does mean that they are doing an additional 65 damage every time they hit with Flame Strike. So it's doing something at least. But yeah, they haven't finished the quest yet.
Prepare yourselves, heroes. The shrines will soon be active again.
So we do go and have Vala defending the Bridge of Death. That's a lot of dudes right there. That's a dude festival, if you ask me, and none of you did. Which is pretty rude, by the way. You should ask me. I know a lot of stuff. Yeah, but I mean, that's just crazy talk. I mean, If they put a bunker in the game, that would be so overpowered. Like, can you imagine just getting bonus armor just for, like, clicking on a building for a few seconds? It'd be nuts. Okay, that's. I'm sorry, I just gotta stop talking for a second because that was a slaughter. We have FC Hong Kong moving forward, getting out a kill, and then a kill, and then a kill, and then a kill. 18 stacks. Oh my gosh, this K4K must be so nervous right now. Just has to hit 2 more people. There's one. Oh, Vala, you stepped into it, and now K4K is free to int. Knowledge is power, and I know a lot. They are moving on to the core itself, trying to go ahead and get this knocked down. Splendid Daddy goes in and gets clipped by that. We do have about 10 seconds, but already we're at 70%. I think this is going to be the end of game number 2 and the series, as we do go ahead and have FC Hong Kong just rolling through. So let me see if I can get a interview with FC Hong Kong. 1 second, guys. I'm going to go back to the in-between screen. Ghoul, you did make it. Congratulations. You caught the end. Sorry, that was a little bit loud. I didn't necessarily mean it to. Valor. Okay, that will definitely do it. So we are at the end of game number 2, and the series goes to FC Hong Kong. I am going to see if any of them jump in here for an interview right quick. But in the meantime, we will go ahead and look over the stats momentarily. So we do go ahead and get, in terms of hero damage, Lunara from Archangel does lead the way. So I am joined now by Splendid Daddy. Hello, hello.
Hey,
So, Splendid Daddy was the Vala player?
that is correct. Yeah, we switched up a couple things in our roster for this season, and I've been doing a bit more damage than previous seasons. But it's been a ton of fun practicing with the team. You know, a bunch of great people.
Oh, absolutely. So, it does look like you guys ended up with first pick both times. Were you guys nervous about either Sky Templar or this map? Because obviously you were going to comfort map of your opponents.
Not particularly. You know, one of the things that we sat down to game 1 with was we were all showing heroes that we would just want. And in game 1, we got 3 of the 4 heroes we wanted right off the rip. Just, you know, stuff we've been playing. It was very nice to have those 3 comfort picks on their comfort map that helped us kind of take the edge there.
I do have to ask, why do you guys hate Anduin? Everyone's banning out tanks, and you're just like this peeler specifically.
We ban out Anduin because the Anduin pull is just an obnoxious get out of jail free card a lot of the time, unless you're actually hitting the Anduin. And with our single target blow up, being able to yoink someone out of there is a bit too much of a free win. But we also play Anduin, and we played against Anduin a lot, and I don't think any of us want to see like a light bomb on a Muradin jumping at us too.
Yeah, that does seem a little bit less than fun.
Oh, definitely.
So I do have to say, in game number 1, your opponents went for a just run at them comp. Obviously every single hero they had was melee, except
right.
Did you guys know you were taking Brightwing with the Emerald Wind? Or was that just as you got to the middle of the game, you're like, wait, this will work?
honestly, I trust Tizzle to do whatever Tizzle feels is right, and if that's what he chooses to do that game, then I'm all for it. You know, we go in with a basic game plan and we adapt to the game. We don't go in with something set in mind because you never know what's going to happen as soon as the match starts.
I think there's a famous quote that said, "No battle plan survives the first engagement."
Absolutely true.
And the other one, the one I like even better, when generals plan, God laughs.
Also true.
Moving into game number two. Game number two was obviously the one on Darganshire. And so Dragonshire led you guys to a little bit of an extra pickle, only in the sense that Geo was really not able to contest top points at all because he would just be feeding Artanis stacks every time he stepped out of his gate. Did you guys, like, was that something that you guys went in knowing would happen, or how did you guys, like, work to correct or overcorrect that?
So we spoke about it during the draft, knowing that Artanis stacks on Blaze really well. The intention was more so to just let Artanis get that point, and we hold the bottom very well. You know, with our front line down there, and having the Jaina to slow the Garrosh, and then Vala to shred whatever pops up there, it worked really well at keeping people at bay, so they couldn't really pressure us too much unless we overstepped. You know, Geo would double soak wherever he needed to. He'd go between top mid, and he could do that a bit faster than the Artanis could. He'd hang back by the gate, let it push up a little bit, clear the lane with, you know, a flame stream and an oil, and then go back to his other lane. And he'd come out. Artanis might get a couple of stacks here and there, but not as much as if Artanis was down in the brawl with us.
All right, definitely seemed to work out. The last question I have to or the second last question I have to ask. So, how frustrating was it? Because it felt like every single time Bunker came down, about 3 seconds later, a massive ball of fire would just start following someone to their death.
You know, I do think that was a good move, a good patient move on the KT's part. As often as that happened, you know, I think I ate 2 of them. And as delicious as it might seem, it definitely isn't fun for a hero with this little health as Vala. But you know, the trick is to just take Manticore and hope that you get 4 autos before that fireball hits you.
Well, it definitely did seem to work out. My last question, and I always ask a variant of this, and I actually know the answer to this already, but why is your team called FC Hong Kong?
Well, our original name is Free Hong Kong, but that was a little bit too divisive, so we became FC Hong Kong to keep the peace.
I will say, to be fair, I was not part of this decision, but I don't think it was necessarily divisive. I think almost everyone in the HOTS community is behind that sentiment. It just got into a question of, okay, at what point do you call something political and what point do you don't? Because any political name just has a tendency to cause potential problems. So as much as we were like, we completely support this, we also have to like keep the rules normal. So thank you. Of course.
It's a game for fun. You know, you don't need to bring politics into everything, considering everything else is. So I'd rather just have this game be HOTS and play with people that I like playing with. I don't care about anything political here. This is just for fun and for the love of the game.
So those are all the questions I had for you. Let me go ahead and ask you, or give it over to you for any shout outs you might want to give.
Yeah, shout out to everyone on our team here, for the people that play our games with us. You know, we have Ghoul in so many of our for fun games on Storm League. I know that delving into some of the gold mines can be a bit stressful at times, but it's always a pleasure playing with you, the rest of the team, and all of the people that show up to Twitch all the time. Even if Geo's streaming or if you're streaming Raka, it's always nice to see friendly names in those chats. Thanks to all of y'all for showing up.
All right, well, very, very good and decisive victory. Although I will have to say, like, although I say decisive, really Aggro Ghoul Elites could have easily turned out, like, you get to the end of the game and it's like, okay, yeah, you guys kind of pushed through and won, but at the same time, it's 7 kills to 16, so it's certainly not a roll.
Right. That second game was definitely, you know, better for them than the first one was. I think the first one we just happened to have a team that was able to take on 4 melees very well. The second game they really adjusted their playstyle, which, you know, we had to also adjust for. It took a while for us to get to that point. in all honesty, but the basics are the basics for a reason, and as long as you fall back to those, you should be able to adapt to just about whatever shows up in front of you.
Very, very indeed, and very much. Oh, and Geo. Okay, Geo DM'd me, and I was like, "Oh, is this important?" And then all Geo said was, "Man, I love you." So thanks, Geo.
Hey, Geo.
But with that, I'll let you enjoy the after party. Don't do anything I wouldn't do.
Yeah, I don't know what that is, but I will. I'll do my best. No promises, though.
I mean, it limits you from very little.
All right, excellent. That's just how I like it. All right, Rock. I'll catch you later. Thank you again.
Thank you.
You have a good night.
You too, very much so.
Thanks.
With that being said, we do go ahead and we will be ready in just a second. I will also just to respond, and again, I'm responding as me, not as headcaster, not as a board member. But I do have to say, like, I was in the same boat that the Ghoul was talking about, with wanting to boycott Blizzard, but also not having an alternative to HOTS. And for a very long time, I was like, okay, I won't drop a dime into Blizzard. I'll play on their servers, I'll spend their money, but I won't actively support anything they're doing. And that actually lasted until the Microsoft acquisition was announced. But with that said, let's go over. It looks like Autumn Raven is actually potentially casting me. So let's say hi to that. Heck yes.